Well, it looks like we might have them ready. Rob G is stepping in, which means it's time for you two to step in.
There's just no way. No! Ah! Okay, we got to see if Chrome still has it, ladies and gentlemen. We got game one on your screen between SSG and version 1. Welcome to Beyond the Summit Rocket League 2, as this is going to be quite the match to open up the day with.
Of all the shows we've ever had, this sure is going to be one of them.
Oh my goodness. I gotta see it. I'm looking at Chrome right now. I gotta look at the rotation. But meanwhile, Arsenal put in a goal here. First one for SSG.
Well, you know what? If Arsenal's winning challenges like this, Chrome doesn't need to do a thing.
This is just gonna turn into like the. This is. We're not even watching the series anymore. We're just gonna watch Chrome.
Right?
All right, Chrome. I see the kickoff. Very nice. Very nice. Good kill.
Yeah, this actually could throw off version 1. Like, you know, they're all geared up, ready for Reddles. Yeah, I mean, they're geared up, ready for Reddles, and then you throw this curveball at them? Yikes.
They imagine they lose to Chrome.
Like only Chrome will allow it.
Chrome's been out the game for a minute, but you know he's about to get hyped. If he has got a goal, I'm telling you, as soon as he gets a goal, I could just see him screaming.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It happened. Why did you let it happen?
The man is unstoppable. One shot, one goal. Good grief. That's a good pass out to him. Yeah. Arsenal gonna hit him with those passes? Yeah, he might get a hat trick. You kidding me? I don't feel so good about my version 1 dark horse pick anymore. It is still a long game. Gimmick up the ladder, blocked by Sipical. Old man Chrome there just a little bit late, and it's Arsenal getting the clear away. Version 1 trying to keep the pressure on after the demolition on Arsenal. Chance to bank another one on target, and Calm could not get there ahead of, I think it was Chrome actually, who has this out of the zone. Boy, Spacestation bringing it to version 1 very early on. Another good clear from Sipical, and the follow-up nowhere to be found.
I'm gonna say it right now. This does not look good for Reddles. If Chrome was playing like this, he is looking to take the spot. Oh my goodness, he got a demo on Gimmick. The net is open. Look at Chrome, 30 boosts. He's bringing the ball up. He fits into the team like a glove. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they had asked, I think, Reddles on the RL Esports subreddit, like, hey, does version 1 or does Space Station have a sub? Are you guys gonna add one? Well, there you go. Chrome stepping in, and might as well. Small sample size though. It is only 2.5 minutes into game 1 of a long week here. Sipical battling Calm, and Calm got there first. Arsenal shot off the mark. Pressure on though from Chrome. That's a good win as version 1 breaks out of the zone, and Arsenal take it off the field. Sipical with a save. Follow-up finally goes through. Torment gets V1 on the board.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here from V1. Forces Sipical to clear into the corner. Gimmick, I like the control. Getting the pass out. Chrome just barely missed. And Torment able to follow up the pass from Gimmick. Very good stuff from V1. So they do get a goal on the board. Show that they can break the Space Station defense. But Space Station still up by 1 as we approach the 2-minute mark in the game.
I'm looking for another quick one to tie this game up. Well off the mark, as was Gimmick. Still a lot of Rocket League to go here. Inside 2 minutes, Calm very quickly out to Torment all the way across the field. Really making the Space Station defense move left or right. But big win by Sipical. Calm's got a delay for a ton of time. His teammate's still on the way back. Torment's finally in position. And look at this, quickly out of the zone. That's the great defensive teamwork we've come to know out of version 1 this whole winter.
Yeah, good teamwork from V1, but still they are down. And they have been able to at least show that they can break through SSG. But right now, you can see, I mean, when you have Chrome in net, like, there's no way that ball's getting past them. As Gimmick tries to bring it up, the ball's still in midfield. Version 1 right now, possession is going to be the big game here.
Try to change speeds on Arsenal and force him to bite on a fake, but it didn't work out. And Space Station killing off more time, trying to hold on to the final minute. Shot just a little wide. Chrome got to it anyways. Now Torment got to take his time. Needs his teammates to rotate back in on offense, and that was awkward for Sipical, but he still made the stop. And another big clear burns more precious seconds off the clock, down to 40 seconds. Gotta have the save of the note. Arsenal may have just put game one away.
And that's the freedom that you see that we were talking about here, that Arsenal's able to get as he just touched off to the sidewall, immediately recovers because no one's close enough to challenge from V1, and he just put so much power behind that ball. And like you said, that might have just sealed away game one for SSG. They look clean, cool, and comfortable in this game. 30 seconds remaining as V1 will try to see if they can pull off some magic to tie things up before the time runs out.
Looking for any kind of momentum perhaps to take into the next game as well, unless they can lead a miracle comeback charge in the final 20 seconds. Opportunity for Torment, threads the needle, and V1's back within one.
All right, Torment is shooting it. That's going to be a second goal. And you just see like the angle he gets on the ball, just enough to weave through the defense. Very well done. Version 1, bring it in the conversation at least here for the next 16 seconds. They're going to need a quick play here off the kickoff.
Well, they've got Gimmick going the right way, but he's going to go right by the ball. Torment stayed with it. Calm coming on to tie the game, and he does!
I said they needed it, and boy, did they execute. This one took right into the corner, that soft touch from Gimmick in the control, and the pass out is just enough for Calm to work with because he puts the top left corner. So although Space Station start off with an early lead, V1 coming up with a late comeback.
Oh, just your typical wacky North American start to an event. Looking at overtime, unless Calm has other plans. He does not, and that's going to do it. We go to OT in our first game of the week.
Yep, game one. Already going overtime between SSG and V1. And this is with Chrome. Subbing in for Reynolds here. And honestly, he has actually been doing a pretty decent job. I say that, but he just got hard beat by Calm. Almost a chance for V1, but played into the corner.
Well, very fortunate for Space Station that man on the sidewall got knocked away from the ball. I think it was Calm after he won that challenge. Now Arsenal to take his time, thought about passing to Sipical. Sipical playing very patiently. Now he's picked his spot. Lob over one. Arsenal on target, and Torment gets the save and medal. And it's a huge one to keep V1 alive in OT.
And Arsenal looking to control. You can see V1 just kind of looming, waiting to see if they can make a pass. But those are two really good challenges from SSG. And if this becomes a speed game, I think this might be where V1 will have the advantage. And be able to coordinate and have a really solid planned attack. But it all kind of starts from getting it out of your own end as first. You see Chrome trying to force things through. Actually almost set up Sipical for a nice shot, but that'll be a big clear for V1.
And numbers advantage now. Version 1 had a quick 2-on-1. Now everybody's back in position. Sipical to Arsenal. I think that was an attempt to throw off the Version 1 defense in transition, throwing it to the corner instead of taking the easy shot. Calm will bring it all the way to the opposite corner, and another win out of the defensive corner. Throws the ball way downfield. Back and forth they go in this improbable overtime.
Honestly, SSG, they want to get back into this game. You got to give the ball to Chrome. I mean, we've seen what he can do. He's been able to, mark the board. Arsenal, yeah, of course he has 2 shots. He has all the points. He has all, he is actually doing the best. But just give the ball to Chrome anyway, because we know that he can actually put some numbers on the board here. Yeah, overtime's been going on too long. I haven't seen him take a shot. He's only taken 2 this game. I need more here coming out from Rob G.
Gimmick threw one in front, but nobody else could get there. Everybody expecting a big clear out of Space Station, and they took their time getting out of the zone. Finally, Torment there to intercept, looking to read Sipical, but he didn't have any boost left. Coming up on half of an extra game's worth of overtime in a game where Version 1 scored twice in the last, 16 seconds to tie this game up. This is awkward from Version 1. Chrome trying to bury them, and it's Sypical that pops it in, and Space Station survives after blowing a 3-1 lead.
Pass out from Sypical. Chrome gives him the ball again, and that extra work from SSG will end up gifting them game number 1. They pull it through in overtime, and even with Chrome filling in, the team still looks strong.
He said he only had the 2 shots. That's what he finished with, but he had the assist that set up that game winner. And, well, you'll take those.
Yeah.
If you are Space Station Gaming, you got to win by any means necessary. Wasn't the prettiest of shots? It was kind of an ugly trip down the field, but they will take it. So they survived game 1 in OT, and now everybody can settle down in this series going into game 2.
Yeah, exactly. And like looking at this game 2, imagine this, right? Chrome is on the field and he's also the coach. So he's like leading the team. Like this is the example of an IGL, so to speak. It's, you know, now they can talk about things. He's getting on the field. He probably is end up like giving his own self some advice. He's like, yeah, I gotta play faster there, guys. My bad. But V1, let's talk about them for a moment here, right? They end up dropping that first game. They end up coming up with a late comeback. And I think for them, maybe it's just the rotation of SSG being a little bit different. Maybe Arsenal and Sypical kind of have a little bit more room because Chrome was kind of playing a wider rotation just to be safe. So I think for V1, they just haven't really gotten a grip on this new play style that we're seeing from Space Station with Chrome. And they end up dropping the first game. It's been very close, but this is their adjustment game now as we're playing on Forbidden Temple. This is pretty much the one that they should win in retrospect. I mean, they honestly should have won game 1. SSG's playing with a sub, but I mean, hey, home go.
So Space Station does take game number 1 in this best of 7, still in group stage all day. Arsenal going to pop one up. Now it's Torment dumping one into the zone for Version 1. Calm now out of the side. Threw one over to Gimmick. Calm can stay in the zone here, but there's no boost for him to steal. The Space Station doing a good job making sure Version 1 can't starve them out. And they're not staying in their zone too long. Here's Torment coming right back in. Sypical there to meet him. And Arsenal just got a piece of that to disrupt Calm's effort. And Gimmick just a little too slow as well. The defense of Space Station holding strong at the start of game 2.
Yep. Already off to a pretty decent start. Meanwhile, V1 playing a little bit more reserved. You see them kind of just hanging out in net. I think they want to pull out SSG, try to hit him with a counterattack, but it does end up just being a lot of possession from Space Station here. And you see Chrome with a back pass to Sypical, and Sypical in the air with a lot of space. This could be a little dangerous here as he's trying to play it past Calm. Went for the dunk, but Calm left that, and Torment is able to get a nice clear.
Version 1 trying to recover after just a very bizarre opening game. They first found out, hey, we're going to be playing against the legendary Rob G. Then fell behind 3-1. Sypical bouncing one across, and now Arsenal couldn't get that ball pitched in front. There is absolutely nobody home, and Torment missed the open net by a country mile. Fortunately, Space Station couldn't get back, and Calm will put it in.
Yeah, it looks like that was a communication breakdown on SSG's side, and Gimmick will get an easy look to Calm, wide open net chance, and V1, they play defense, kind of wait for SSG to make their own mistake, and then it's just a smooth sailing as they go downfield.
I think Torment was as surprised as everybody to see there was absolutely nobody there. He just kind of had it on autopilot. Yeah, throw the ball downfield in a general direction. Here's Arsenal challenging Calm and the entire V1 defense. Torment up to the task as he and Calm almost come together. Calm takes over. Oh, almost got that across. Gimmick was waiting on the far side as well. It was just clipped away, and Space Station is kind of making a habit of doing just enough to either stay ahead or stay within striking distance now of V1.
Yeah, definitely a more defensive game from SSG. I can feel as V1 moved down the field, they end up spreading things out more, and you're starting to see more double commits from SSG because they're losing out to some really important challenges that will give them a lot of room. And now you just see them starting to just solo play so they can buy themselves at least some like real estate here. But it's really about the challenges and keeping up that midfield possession. They lose that, then they lose all their offense.
Coming up on the 90-second mark, Gimmick trying to beat Chrome, who just ran out of boost and couldn't catch up. And it's 2-0 to V1.
And Gimmick sees an opportunity and doesn't waste the chance. Chrome just has to watch that sail over his head as V1 pick up a 2-goal lead, catching out the rotation of Space Station.
And it isn't necessarily that the game's moving a little faster than he's used to. He's been coaching all this time. He knows what to expect. This time, Gimmick just got the better of him on that occasion. Chrome's going to try to make up for it. Got around Gimmick, trying to set up Typical or Arsenal, but the entire V1 defense is in position, and they repel that attack as well. Torment not letting this across the center line. Version 1 trying to close in on a dub to tie up this series.
V1 still looking for more as Torment, I mean, he just sails one downfield. And look how far everyone is from each other, right? Gimmick all the way in the back line. It's just calm. It's on the orange half of the field. And again, this is kind of what they want to do. Let SSG bring the ball up because they know that there's just a little bit of miscommunication and the chemistry's off with Chrome being on there. So you just let him move downfield, let SSG try to set up an offensive attack, and then that's when you hit them with the counter because that's when their defense is weakest. And I mean, it seems pretty easy. I mean, SSG are kind of doing it to themselves, right? First goal was a double commit on the side wall, and the net was wide open. The net was almost wide open then, but Chrome actually comes up big for SSG.
Remember, a 2-goal lead even with 30 seconds left. It's not safe. Gimmick, one more chance. Denied as this goes to the corner. Space Station having a tough time getting out of the zone. They've got to score on this trip down the field. Chrome throwing one at least to the back wall. There is no rebound coming up from Com. Instead, it's a goal the other way. What a start from Com and a finish from Gimmick.
And this is exactly it. SSG move downfield together. It takes one clear, and Gimmick is immediately on the ball. So much power behind that shot as well, as he found that opportunity once again. And V1, I mean, they look to shut out SSG here in Game 2.
A big statement as they have dominated the final minute of regulation in the first couple of games. And they have one dub to show for it. Version 1 ties up the series with a convincing win in Game 2.
But let's be honest, Stax, they were supposed to win that game. Like,
okay.
Much respect to.
Well, you have a script that I don't have, so.
You think they're supposed to lose to SSG with Chrome? Like, they're supposed to win Game 2. Like, the first game is obviously, okay, this is something different. We're not used to it. Game 2, okay, now we know how they play. Let's try something else that's going to help us. And that's what ended up happening. What they tried is just, let's let SSG play this offense, and then we'll strike them when they're weakest. So many goals happen into pretty much seemingly open nets. Most of the goals happen in open nets, actually. And that was that's just the simplest strat it is. SSG are going to have to make some changes here into how they end up moving downfield if they want to keep this series competitive. Because that one actually just kind of ended up getting away from them. They played themselves a little bit too much, and they got caught out. It's plain and simple.
Well, we go into Game 3 to try and break this tie between Version 1 and Space Station Gaming. Again, a best of 7, as is every match in the group stage here. Torment, he was looking for the ground pinch, but boy, that would have been an awkward angle to get it from. Space Station on the early attack, denied by Gimmick. And he's going to run out of boost, so no double attempt. And Typical pops this away, and we're off and running in this third game.
Oh, that's a big miss. Torment. Oh,
No,
Arsenal able to save that on the goal line. That was nuts. That ball was almost pretty much in the net.
But Arsenal, what are we talking about? And now Gimmick scores that. Sure. I guess they were robbed the first time, but not the second as Gimmick. Look at this. This is, what a read. Everybody,
wow.
That ball had eyes on its way down.
That's solid. That's solid work. That's a lot of pressure, too, from V1, right? They sent the house on that play. And if you're SSG, what do you do when you see quite literally everything?
Oh!
Look at the duck from Cobb here. Okay, so he gets the flip cancel there, and then he just kind of falls on top of Arsenal.
It's like a jackhammer. Oh my goodness. Well, version 1 is off to quite the start. Discounting the overtime goal, I mean, they've scored the last, 7 goals in regulation of this series. It has been all version 1. Torment dumping another back into the zone as Chrome will have to come out quickly to intercept. Sypical, well, we know what he can do. He can score from anywhere, but didn't have the boost to follow that up and couldn't steal any out of the version 1 zone. 2-on-2 the other way, and I don't even think Torment was ready for Gimmick to get that flip reset. The defense of Space Station was. This is passed through. Boy, look at how aggressive V1 is. Arsenal had to wait for Calm to go by, and Gimmick scores right over top of him.
Yeah, and Calm with the freedom in the air, he had that follow-up all day long. I think that was Sypical was trying to get the read, but it just sets up Gimmick to put on a nice shot, and you see the placement too. As V1 looks to pick up where they left off. They do it early, though, in this game. Already 3-0, and we still got over 3 minutes left in gameplay.
Yeah, this is getting away from SSG. Gimmick to Calm. Intercepted by Sypical. It's only going to be Gimmick if he can catch up. Arsenal waiting in front, and the ball got across, and Sypical's going to get a goal out of this.
Oh, this is nice from Sypical. He does it all by himself, plays it into the corner, pop up, and then gets that follow before Torment can even make contact. Although that's really tough for Torment in order to try to make a save there anyways. But, man, great work from Sypical to push that to the top right.
Space Station ending a streak of goals in regulation that stretches all the way back to game 1 for V1. Now, can they get more? Because they desperately need them. Else they're going to fall well behind in the series. Arsenal going way up top, serving some of that boost, but Calm's got the stop defensively. Just, you're not going to beat Calm in many one-on-one situations. You've got to get a lot more creative than that. And Torment, with a lot of contact, able to get through towards midfield, but couldn't keep possession. It's kind of devolving into a bit of a sloppy game here in Game 3.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, as you see SSG try to, bring themselves back into the game, it does seem like they put Chrome kind of on that third-man role, let Sypical and Arsenal kind of make the solo plays, and just be aggressive in front. Then when Chrome comes in, he just puts the ball in play, tries to maybe look for a demo and some boosts, and then see what he can do after he rotates back. I think that's working out a lot better here, but it definitely took a while to start up, and V1 in that time ended up gaining a 3-goal lead. So now SSG are playing from behind. There's still about 2 minutes left in gameplay, and they are actually showing some signs of offensive possession as Chrome put a shot on, but Calm able to make the stop.
It is only Torment at the back as he comes out of the net, and teammates have to file in behind him. Chrome got the demo on Calm. Gimmick got taken out as well. The problem is Gimmick was able to get a clear before he got taken off the field. And now back to full strength as version 1. They're still kind of scrambling for boost, but they're able to get out of the zone yet again, repel another Space Station attack. Torment will come up to continue to play. Gimmick making contact with Chrome, but it's Arsenal chasing down Calm in the corner, and Calm playing mind games with Arsenal right now, just trying to force him off the ball. Calm, 2-on-1, maybe a 1-on-1 reciprocal, and Gimmick got involved as well, but Chrome made the stop despite contact.
Yeah, Chrome being able to at least make sure V1 don't extend the lead, but this is still bad from Space Station, because now V1 can run the clock out. That's going to be the name of the game for them, at least in the final 50 seconds, but almost a breakaway until Calm with that cut in midfield to keep it back on V1's end. As Arsenal looking to make a play, but Torment able to at least knock that away from the box for now.
Spacing was a little awkward for version 1, but they survive, holding on to a 2-goal lead. Still 25 seconds. It's an eternity in Rocket League. Gimmick can't get by Arsenal. Space Station's got to throw caution to the wind. Chrome all the way across, but the shot never comes out. And this will be popped away. That was V1's chance, or rather Space Station's chance, as version 1's going to kill off the final few seconds and take a 2-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, That one, this is just all, yep, V1 will control that one, knock it down. SSG found their semblance in the game, but it was just too little too late. Version 1 came out with so much aggressive offense in the start, and then they were just able to maintain a 3-goal lead, or a 3, yeah, I mean, it was a 3-goal lead, but, you know, they didn't let SSG honestly score any more than the one that we saw from the typical solo play until the end of the game. So seeing how that was done for version 1, I think they got their recipe here for the series, but this is a best of 7 stack, so there's plenty of time here for Space Station to kind of get back into the game. I just feel like for them, it's about, you know, making sure you don't get scrambled on defense and honestly some clear communication and as the overall series ensues.
Gimmick adding 2 goals in that game, his third and fourth of the series, as he has been a force that Space Station Gaming has not had an answer for, at least in the first half of this series. And he had, in that game, Daz, more shots than Space Station had as a team. That cannot continue. They have to get the ball, first of all, out of their zone, second, onto the V1 net. It'll get into the net eventually. They just got to get the shots on target to begin with. Boy, what a block by Chrome to keep this in the zone. This is a much better start from Space Station. But they're one shot, blocked away by Torment, and they're not getting those second and third chance opportunities that we're used to seeing out of Space Station. Sure, some of that you can attribute to, hey, where's Reddles? But eventually, that excuse doesn't work. You got to get the shots on, no matter what you got to do. Chrome waiting at the back. Coming on as, oh, Gimmick whiffed on that. But nothing comes out of it. Version 1 able to clear the zone, and Sipco's got to get there in a hurry. That still falls right to Gimmick, and Chrome had to make a quick save.
Yeah, I really enjoy like the semblance that you see from Gimmick and Torment. These two have been teaming together for a long time, and after a certain amount of time playing with someone, you kind of know what they're going to do even before they do it, just based on tendencies and stuff like that. And for those two and their overall careers in Rocket League, being able to just see them kind of come together and set up plays so quickly, that's kind of one of the things that really makes, Version 1 still one of those fun teams to watch. And then Com being able to fill in and fit into that team too to make them feel that much faster. And I can see why, at the beginning of the day, you kind of have them as like the dark horse pick here, because there's a lot of history and a lot of special things to pay attention to among all these players.
Com and Arsenal playing back and forth at midfield. It would be Torment to throw another across the center line, and Chrome up to meet him. They had some battles back in the day. Now Gimmick wins that cleanly through, but right there is Sipical waiting. It's certainly not going to come off of a challenge. Everybody's playing too conservatively, too defensively to take advantage of an awkward 50 at midfield. Everybody's expecting the ball to come all the way to the back line. Gimmick does get this to the back line of Space Station. Thrown in front again. Com finally coming up, but a little too late. Chrome's got the clear. Version 1 took their chance to dive into the zone, and it almost cost them.
You saw Gimmick having a rush back with no boost. Sipical was looking for the demo, and that would have been the first goal for SSG this game if Sipical was able to actually get that demo. But Gimmick played that one pretty well. Just able to cut off the distance between him and Sip and also get to the ball. So still 0-0, but this one's been a tight game between SSG and V1. No one able to score yet. SSG with a lot of pressure here. As Chrome almost found the dunk that put that one in. V1 got to get this one cleared out. The 50 from Arsenal puts it back into their space.
Version 1 feels like they're getting a little antsy here. They haven't been able to break through on the scoreboard like they had in previous games, and I think that's a cause for concern for them, at least in their minds. Com finally taking his time, coming out of the zone, one-on-one with Arsenal, and it's Arsenal who makes the stop. Up to the task here. Now Com bringing another one in, but not a lot of boost to work with for the entire V1 squad. Torment stayed with the play, but it is still swatted away. See if things settle down now for Version 1. Oh, big bump at midfield. Chance now 2-on-1 the other way. And Com never got the shot off. Gimmick taken off the field. And an advantage for Space Station coming back. loose in front, and Calm makes the stop.
Yeah, he's gonna put that one in front. It's Sipical last back there, but good control from Sipical, and SSG able to hold off on defense for just now. Again, close game here. You're still tied, scoreless. And less than a minute left here as Chrome looking to set things up for Sipical, and then will get knocked away from him. Arsenal trying to take, or at least get a piece of it to slow down the V1 push. They're getting more and more aggressive. You talked about them being antsy, and you can see it just from how they, I mean, all of those guys were almost in the corner except for Khan, who ended up having to go back to play third man.
This will be the first game in which at least a team hasn't scored 3 goals, and it's the old man Chrome, the substitute question mark, getting the goal to give Space Station the lead.
Look at Chrome, the speed. He jumped over the whole V1 squad. He wanted that one. He gets there in time. 30 seconds remaining, and all SSG have to do is hold on to a 1-goal lead.
That has proved difficult for Space Station in this series, and Torment at least got 1 stop, but also got nudged away from the play. Calm throwing one to the corner. Gimmick with a full tank of boost. He's going to need to turn on it, and he waited too long. Sipical goes over top of him. Eye bouncer. This is Torment's ball all the way. 2 on the backboard, and what a stop by SSG. That's awkward, though. A miss out of the side. Woo! Demolition, and it's cleared away. Space Station hangs on to tie up the series.
I was a little worried. I was a little worried. But look at Chrome coming in clutch there for Space Station Gaming. Very well done from him. The only shot he had that game, and it ends up being the one that is the win. You love to see it. You love to see it. Now SSG able to tie up the series. It's 2-2 in the best of 7 between V1. Honestly, this is going to do wonders for Chrome's ego if he ends up taking the series. Like, I don't think I'll hear the end of it, and I don't talk to Chrome that much. I used to, but I know that he very much like he's one of these people that, yeah, of course he's filling in for the team, but he still wants to show everybody, if I could still play at this level, and he's doing that with his gameplay today.
Yeah, I'm watching Torment play against Chrome, and I feel like it's 2017 all over again. It's just a pro-am with 4 other newbies on the field. Hey, Chrome's holding his own here. He's got 2 goals, just like everybody else on Space Station Gaming. You know what? Torment also has 2 goals to go with the 3 that Kama scored and 4 and 3 assists from Gimmick. We're underway in Game 5. Big one here as, yes, this is effectively a best of 3 after all of that.
You didn't have to do that.
I did have to do that.
You did not.
We're here with the BTS boys. I have to do that.
No, you don't.
I just wish I had Nose Dude here with me instead of you.
Well, haha, sorry. You're stuck.
I know. I'm reminded every day. Oh, ball in front. Torment couldn't get there in time. Gimmick's now got to race back. Sipical. Oh, Gimmick went right by. Sipical shot. He had him dead to rights the whole way. Space Station in front.
Yeah, he should have challenged pretty much right after this ball went down. But I don't think he would. Yeah, that fake challenge, or I guess lack of, because it looked like as if Gimmick had that read. But yeah, he just barely missed the ball there. And Sip just had that lined up. Gimmick tried to go back for boost because he knew exactly what was coming. He just still not enough time.
Space Station Gaming may have turned a corner here, and that's the beauty of a best of 7. You get a long time to sort out your problems and get on the right foot. Torment, though, with a big win against Chrome, looking for a teammate. Didn't hit Gimmick, but Calm is still over there, and now everybody's got to rush back. It looks like V1 gets very comfortable on the offensive end, and they're in a position where they've got to rush back in a hurry more often than not, and that's been costing them. It's been costing them opportunities. It's been costing them on the defensive end as well. Gimmick does keep this in the zone. Space Station Gaming seems to have figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, with an early start here, they got a little bit of comfortability, and now you're going to see V1 probably get a little bit more antsy, but it's up to SSG to have that read, as meanwhile, you see them creating pass plays on offense. Again, Chrome trying to get more involved with the squad right now, but I think Sipical and Arsenal alone are just dominating, as that's going to be a pass play between the two to give SSG their second goal.
Yeah, I think there's a little contact here, too. Gimmick at least had to avoid the bump attempt. He might have got clipped either way. He didn't have a prayer at getting to that ball. 2-0 to Space Station. They're looking to finally start to pull away in this series and put V1 away in the process.
You know, a lot of people wonder like how well Chrome fits into this roster. But when you look at the SSG team, at least off the game or like off the main screen, Typical and Arsenal play a lot of twos together. They're one of like the top twos duos. Meanwhile, Torment will pick up one for V1. But see, like, I can understand how they're able to do as well as they have been. But this is a solid shot from Torment as well, though. I think a lot of people were expecting him to put it top left, and he just slots it into a low roller in that bottom right, just enough to throw off SSG.
Version 1 is right back in it. Arsenal dumping one right back into the V1 zone. Calm will take over in front of Torment. Good communication out of Version 1 as they get out of the zone initially. Right back in, though. Torment over towards Gimmick, as it has been awkward for Version 1 at times defensively. Space Station has gained the upper hand, at least for now. Like I said, it looked like they had turned the corner, but still a lot of work to be done.
Don't worry, guys. We see that too. Yeah. But, I mean, we can see the game now. Kind of.
Kind of. Well,
we're
because he
still
called
in the
him at
menu.
the score. No, he couldn't get around on the shot. Torment now will try, and that's denied by Sipical. Welcome back to the normal view. We're just trying something out there. We wanted to go with the black screen, give you like a little radio broadcast for about 10 seconds, then have you looking from like the eggs perspective off to the side.
Yeah, that's what it
we've
was.
decided that didn't work out, so we're back to normal.
I was honestly very impressed by Stax being able to cast off a black screen, because I'm like, what is he? He's not looking at anything.
It just confirms what everybody had suspected anyways. I don't watch the same game everybody else does, so whatever.
I don't know what you watch at this point. But that was solid. That was impressive.
You should know by now, Daz. For me, it's just a little bit different.
It is. For Sean Stackhouse, it's just a little bit different. That's a quote. Now, looking back, we're jumping back into the game here. V1 still, again, trying to break past the Space Station gaming defense. There was no goals that were scored here during our small little intermission, so we didn't really miss too much. It's been more of the same for pretty much the entirety, the entirety of this game, right? V1, a lot of pressure, but they're not necessarily creating any chances. Their passes get cut out a lot, and they're starting to look actually pretty uncomfortable. As that one looks like it's going to roll in, and it will, and Sipical may have just put this series on match point with that goal.
Yeah, I think it's a hat trick now for Sipical in this game. He's taken over for Space Station Gaming. Beating Version 1, the defense breaking down, 46 seconds left, but again, Space Station had a 3-1 lead in Game 1. That game went to a 2.5-minute overtime. Arsenal delaying for time, trying to burn a few more seconds away. Calm's got to get right after Sipical. Torment's got to get onto this ball, and, well, he did, but not quick enough. Loose ball up in the air, and Gimmick with a big clear. Arsenal was not willing to dive in, and why would he need to? Space Station holding a 2-goal lead. Gimmick whiffed on that ball as it bounced right over top of him, and it looks like there will be no miracle comeback this time around unless Calm can get there. Gimmick going after Sipical, and Sipical just waited him out. Oh, Calm defending under fire to close out the game, and Space Station Gaming Dash is going to go on match point, up 3-2.
Great stuff from Space Station Gaming. They really did seem to understand V1's playstyle that game. And then they kind of played their own game against them, to be honest. You let Version 1 move the ball downfield, and then you give the ball to Sipical and Arsenal, and you just kind of let that duo run havoc while Chrome's in the backfield. Chrome had 64 points that game, and that's not a call-out because they won the game. He didn't have to do much except just get some good cuts in midfield, let Sip and Arsenal bring the ball back up, and then they end up continuing to play their game they end up getting the win. And you can say what you want to say about, obviously, about the number Chrome put on, but at that point, for Version 1, they still were not able to break past SSG at all that game, and the series is now on match point because of it. So they're gonna have to honestly get used to that, that type of play style here, because like we said, only one more left in the series. SSG look on form. Version 1, it's the offense for me, Stax. It's the offense. I just haven't been able to see anything worth noting in terms of pass plays, not even solo plays. That last game really seemed like it was rough for them.
I can't get over 64 points from Chrome. I don't think there's a game in his RLCS career back when he was actually a player that he ended up with 64 points. He might not have had many games where he ended up under 100, but you know what? It gets the job done. Arsenal and Sypical, especially Sypical, working overtime for Space Station Gaming, and they're on match point after, it looked like, sure, version 1 took games 2 and 3. It felt like they took more than that in the series because those games were so one-sided. But it was all because Gimmick was able to get shot after shot. He was out shooting Space Station as a team in a couple of those games. And since then, I think he's had 6 shots in the last 2 games, make it 7, as he does score here. And that's the big start version 1 needed.
Version 1 now able to get on the board early here. This is, like you said, what they need. So now they can kind of control the pace of play here a little bit, and they get some breathing room. And you see the solo plays coming out a little bit here, but we're also seeing double commits from SSG. That was Sip and Arsenal, who both jumped for the same ball and didn't get much ground with this. They still are trying to play for possession here in the midfield. Touch from Chrome will slow down V1 as Torment looks for a double, but Arsenal will be able to play this in. Again, trying to set up some type of offense here for SSG. But first, they got to break through this consistent V1 team.
Oh, a big chance to tie up the game, but missing by the narrowest of margins. And now it's Sypical collecting in midfield and, well, taking him off the field immediately. I'm surprised Sypical doesn't get demolished more often. It isn't that he moves around too fast. I mean, he is a speedy boy, but you would think that the plan would have to be against Space Station. Take him off the field as much as you can and try to make him uncomfortable. Instead, he's able to take over series after series after series against teams.
And that's kind of been I feel like that's every team's big issue too, right? When you want to end up targeting like a player like that, they're pretty aware at that point. He's had a pretty long career. So understanding that, just being able to play past that, dodging a lot of bumps, demos, etc., and having his team create space for him, that's really one of the big things. That's what makes SSG just so special as a squad in general, is because not only do they have a single player who can pop off, but kind of almost everybody on the pitch has some type of specialty, and it comes together to the point where you can't just afford to worry about one player.
Tough angle cut out by Gimmick as version 1 holds the lead here on Neo Tokyo. Had some crazy games on this map over the past week or so as Torment pegged one away. We're just waiting for it to happen again. We had another crazy one during CRL last night. Arsenal cut off by Calm. Follow-up is off the crossbar. Arsenal will keep this alive. Chrome on his way back. As Sypical will stay in the zone, and Gimmick made the stop, but now Chrome looking to play hero, but he's denied as well. Many shots, but nothing breaking through the V1 defense.
SSG falling a little short here on offense. As Torment looking to create another chance. SSG has been, they've had their highs and lows. It hasn't been consistent from them, but you really can't expect that when they're playing with the sub. Version 1, though, are trying at this point to force a game 7, and they have it in them. But Arsenal almost got the musty flick on the flip reset. Would have been a fantastic goal, just barely. He really just needed a little bit more power behind it. Meanwhile, pass play, and Torment has to block Chrome shot.
Yeah, it's just a great read by Torment too. I mean, that shot had a ton of pace coming out. It was so important for him to jump in front immediately and not let it get off the hood of the shooter's car. Worked out perfectly. That's the defensive awareness Torment has had for a long, long time. Chrome especially knows all about it. Played against him a lot. Again, back in the day. Calm now, letting this one go through. Torment left alone. Look, he's good defensively. He's not Superman. You got to help him out a little bit as Gimmick will pop one away off the backboard. Calm whiffed on it, though, and it should be Space Station all the way coming back in. Though Arsenal and Chrome kind of got their signals crossed. May still get a goal out of this. Arsenal threw it high, and nobody else is over there on the weak side.
Chrome playing third man. Now he's trying to buy the rest of the team some time. Looking to create some havoc in the V1 end. Meanwhile, SSG, a lot of space. Is this a go open look for Chrome, but he shoots it right at Torment. Easy save there for the V1 defender.
Against anybody else, that might not work because Torment looked like he could have very easily committed to going forward instead of jumping back. Did make the reflex save, and now Calm along his own goal line, able to force this out to the corner. Down to 25 seconds, version 1 nursing a very slim 1-0 lead. Maybe looking for some insurance, but he missed off the crossbar. Follow-up goes to the back wall as well. Space Station still has life here in Game 6, trying to close out version 1, but they've got to find an equalizer. 5 seconds. Sypical got to get this out to Chrome, and instead opts to take this himself, and, well, Chrome almost had the redirect, but it drops down in front. And our first match of the week, we're going to Game 7.
You'll have to see it. Great start here for Rocket League Summit 2, as we have had quite the show match for our first game, our first series of the day and of the North American tournament. Wow. To think Chrome takes V1 to Game 7. He has V1 force a Game 7 against him. And we're going to see the results of that very soon. This series has had a lot in it. It's just a lot to unpack overall.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't coach Rocket League. First of all, I'm terrible at the game. But second of all I said was, hey, you need to stop Gimmick from shooting. You need to not let Gimmick outshoot your entire team. Well, Space Station has done that. And it got them a lead in the series, but it didn't get them across the finish line. Now they've got to change things up again. How? I have no idea. They outshot the team, 9-2 in that game? And still could not break through. The one shot, like 13 seconds into the game, held up for version 1. Now we go to Champions Field, of course. Game 7 in our first match of group stage. Can Coach Chrome lead Space Station past V1? They need to start from behind as Gimmick scores his 6th goal of the series.
Speaking of starting from behind, the back line is completely gone thanks to Calm. He got a double demo on the play, opening the net for Gimmick, and it was just an easy shot over Arsenal as V1 strike first here in Game 7. A quick and aggressive offensive start to open this up.
This series has had all sorts of twists and turns and ebbs and flows, and there is Coach Chrome. We're all tied up.
Oh, he wants it. Torment tried to get the clear out. Look at the read on that bounce. It's such an odd bounce, and Calm could not save the shot from Chrome. He gets on the board and definitely adds some momentum to this squad as he quickly equalizes for SSG.
Yeah, you haven't entered a time machine. That is Chrome scoring quite the banger to tie things up in Game 7. Boy, this series has been so fun. If this whole event just models itself after this one series, boy, we're going to have a crazy week ahead of us. Calm beaten out by Arsenal, Gimmick around the boards, and Sypical made the stop as goes out by Torment, and he's got to buy himself and his teammates a ton of time. Got around one, but Arsenal's there for the stop.
Now getting with some control, and that's a little dangerous, and that's why you see Sypical on the ball. But this is a 2v1 play now. Arsenal looking for a bump, but Torment able to stop the shot from Sypical, and V1 looked to move the other way.
I think in previous games, Chrome might not have been up so aggressively, and Gimmick might have been able to dribble him. Instead, Chrome making the stop. You can tell he's playing a lot more confidently. He's finally settled in, after 6.5 games. Arsenal gonna make the stop here and buy his teammates time to get downfield and help him out, trying to break down the version 1 defense. This will be Sypical to keep the play alive. That took an awkward hop off the side, so no control as V1 takes over.
Now V1, haven't seen too much more from them on the offensive end. It's been tough to break past Space Station. They've been trying their best, but Space Station Gaming been pretty all on top of the ball, been covering each other. Like you said, Chrome's been playing so much more aggressively, and it's paid off for SSG because they're able to gain some more footing and some more pressure overall. Torment had to stop a top corner shot from Arsenal.
Sypical was waiting for that corner boost. It never spawned for him, but Arsenal comes in behind him to take it. And now he can start this ball downfield, looking to hit Chrome, and Chrome instead hit Gimmick. Arsenal trying to center, got it down in front. Sypical gives Space Station the lead.
So much pressure on the push from SSG. Chrome looking for a demo. Arsenal able to get the touch out. And Sypical, all he has to do is beat an awkward Torment to the ball. Halfway through Game 7, SSG managed to take the lead, but can they hold it on against a V1 squad who has honestly put it forward? Kickoff goal may be what seals the deal here as Arsenal quickly extends the lead to 2.
Oops. Nobody able to get back. Gimmick. You know what? At least he had the boost. 3-1. Space Station. Still over half a game to go. A lot of Rocket League. A long time for Space Station to try and hold on to this lead. Calm. Gonna take his time. Torment's gonna rotate out of the zone. And it's gonna be all Gimmick to come up. Drop one down. Calm got the demolition, but Gimmick just could not steer that on target.
Oh, nice touch out. More pressure though from V1 as they are looking to pick up a quick goal here. And they're going to have to do a lot of work on Space Station's half if they want to have a chance. Maybe get aggressive. The demo worked out for them earlier on in the game. Shot placement is solid from Gimmick, but with SSG set in the net, it's going to be tough to just shoot past them without some extra help.
Arsenal trying to flick over Gimmick. Good luck. Down inside 2 minutes. Version 1 has got to break out. They have not had many shots on net in the latter half of this series. They did take game 6, but only on 2 shots. One coming in the first minute, right off the opening kickoff. Calm and Gimmick downfield. Arsenal and Sipical there to stop them. And that notable North American duo that you had mentioned earlier, Daz. Boy, it has reared its ugly head, and Version 1 have not had an answer lately.
At this point, they are really coming up flat here. Big whiff from Gimmick. And that just takes the wind out of you and out of any type of offense for V1. They have a minute left. They're going to need a goal and some time if they want to have a chance at least thinking about coming back here. But SSG very aggressive in front, trying to make that hard for them. They're looking to push out, but with Arsenal on top of the ball and just wreaking as much havoc on the V1 end, it does not look good for this team.
45 seconds remain. Version 1 has got to get stuff on target. Instead, they have to go right back to square one. Deep in their own zone, and Arsenal is right there. So is Chrome. And then you still got to get past Sipical, who's right there to put it away. No! Arsenal on the doorstep, and he couldn't put it away either. 25 seconds. Version 1 has a sliver of hope, but that is all. It's about to be extinguished as Arsenal rings one off the crossbar. Down to 15 seconds. Game 7 hanging in the balance as we get down to 10, and Gimmick cannot get by Arsenal. That's good. I think Torment actually got stomped on by his own teammate, and it's going to be all over. Space Station Gaming just takes a knee, and they hang on to take Game 7.
And well done. They lose some firepower with Reynolds now being in, but Chrome still helps them get the job done. Space Station Gaming in 7 will take down V1. And, I mean, what a way to start off the day here. I very impressed with Chrome and honestly Sipical and Arsenal for being able to adapt so well. V1 kept it close, but in the end, they dropped the series.
Well, Sipical and Arsenal get a merit badge for helping Chrome across the finish line as Space Station Gaming take down Version 1. We'll have plenty to talk about as we break it down right after this short break.
Well, hello, and welcome back to the Rocket League Summit number 2. We got one match down so far, SSG V1. We got lots more Rocket League to come your way. Yo, Daz, Stax, you guys are back with me. You got to deal with me again. How was your time? How was your time alone, just with each other?
Up and down, peaks and valleys, par for the course with me and Daz. But you know what? We had fun, and that's what matters.
Oh God, he's so cringe. But I think that I mean, I enjoyed my time with Sean Stackhouse, yes, of course. But what I also enjoyed was watching this series, especially with Chrome being able to come in here for SSG.
Yeah.
He made an impact, but still allowed Sipical and Arsenal to do their thing. V1 kept it close. It went all 7. But at the end of the day, SSG still came out on top.
Yeah, Stax, this I don't know how you feel as Version 1 now that you just lost to Rob G.
Yeah, talked about them being my sleeper pick, and they were sleeping at times. They did not have much offense to speak of in the latter half of that series. They just couldn't get shots on target, which was so bizarre because of the first half of the series. It was shot after shot after shot, and they were breaking through. But you know what? You've got a player coach in Chrome, and I think this shows how good of a coach Chrome really is, because you could tell Space Station made adjustments on the fly.
Yeah.
And, you know, come hell or high water, they got the dub. That's what matters.
Now the question is, looking at V1's performance here, based off what we know, obviously we haven't seen Alpine and the Knights play yet. We'll see them in a bit, but based off what we've seen from those teams in the past and what we saw from V1 today, how do we think Daz V1's chances are in this group overall?
Solid still. I will say solid still, but for them, they definitely got to get things under control here really soon, because they let a lot of things just kind of slip away from their grasp. It seemed like they had a decent recipe of just being aggressive, giving them some demos and playing up a lot, but overall they ended up dropping based off of just kind of, I guess, like letting SSG outplay them, which is very weird to say like that. But I mean, you look at that shot right there from Chrome, a good read off the corner. They were caught in a lot of awkward positions. Defense just didn't necessarily know where to be sometimes, and they ended up getting punished even down to the final game. Not what you're expecting from V1 here, and it's a good thing that it wasn't just a double elim format. They still have some more games to play, because that's just not the start you need.
But SSG got the start they needed, and they did it with just with a sub in too. I wonder if maybe if the other two can't beat them, Stax, if we'll see the other team start throwing their coaches in as well. I mean, like, but who's Alpine's coach again? Is Creams, right? Yeah, Creams did play the other day.
It's
No, yeah, Mystic.
Right? Mystic? Oh no, Mystic. Sorry, he's the sub. Yeah, so they would throw him. That's what I meant. Sorry. So they would throw Creams in, maybe as a sub, or would they throw Mystic?
Well, Alpine, it's easy to miss that Mystic is their coach. Alpine is like, it's a nice little EU retirement home, right? You've got Mystic as their coach. You got Doomsy doing videos for him. Yeah, they've got a lot of great people involved in that org.
Yeah, that's true. But and Pittsburgh Knights got McLando behind them too. So I mean, you also got Fliss too. But it'll be interesting. Maybe that'll be the strat going forward, because SSG made it work. That's for sure. We got more Rocket League, KCP and Sonics coming up next. We're gonna go a quick break just before that, so we'll see you on the other side.